Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and we are back in the lobby bar for the week of June the 3rd, 2024. Brian and Michaela here with you again, as always. And Michaela, we talked a little bit about last week. You were in Florida drinking some frozen margaritas, sharing some recipes, some techniques, and all that stuff. Sounded pretty good. I got a little bit jealous, though, to be honest. You were on travels, having drinks. So I said I should go on my own travels. And by I said, I mean, your husband told me that we were going to Seattle to see Pearl Jam. We were going to
Yeah,
go have a lads kind of, it wasn't even a weekend. It was like a lads, like middle of the week, to have some cocktails, see some rock and roll, and have a good time exploring Seattle. And that is what we did.
yeah. I mean, you guys got up to a lot more adult fun, I think, than me. I was with the kiddo, which is great.
Mm,
And so we had some adult fun like at the pool house, right? Like we
okay,
made some
okay.
amazing margaritas. Tom and Becky, I'm talking about your margarita machine. Thanks for posting it on social media so everybody could see. We got to talk about the margarita thing just a minute because you like a margarita just as much as I do, but you
I
prefer
do.
yours on the rocks, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken.
Yeah,
And
correct. I
I
do. Yeah.
prefer mine frozen. And I have to say that
Mm, hmm.
whether or not you have a frozen or on the rocks margarita is like directly related to how close you are to the equator, I think.
Yes,
Because I have
absolutely.
to
Absolutely
say
true.
I was at the tip of Tampa Bay in Florida and I really needed it to be frozen. Like and we
That's
found
true.
this amazing frozen margarita making machine thing. It was a Margaritaville thing, not a sponsor, but could be. And it was amazing. It made like the perfect context, like texture of margarita. It was great. So
Mm,
good.
okay. Yeah, fair. I grew up in Ohio, spent a couple years in Rochester, New York, and there's no reason for frozen margaritas to be in those places. But yeah, like you, if you get into a warmer climate, then a frozen margarita, that is pretty good. Seattle, same. I don't know about a frozen margarita in Seattle, but they did have a lot of really good cocktails, some really good coffee too. But I wanted to highlight a couple of things that I had. So we went to a couple places that were by the Airbnb your husband and I were staying at. One was called the Whiskey Bar, which was really cool. They had just a ton of whiskeys. They had kind of a rotating like seasonal menu of some specials, and I had one. He said it was the bartender told me it was the most popular of their drinks, and it was called the Build Me Up Buttercup. Listen to this, Michaela. If this is your year of whiskey, maybe this is a good reason why right here. So I had brown butter washed Elijah Craig bourbon, and then brown sugar simple syrup, and then your bitters, orange peel there. But it had this very like nutty, like brown butteriness to it. It was like velvety in the mouth, and then that brown sugar.
Mm.
It was like a creme brulee, like come to life in my mouth. What do you think about that?
That sounds amazing. We're gonna have to recreate that
Yep.
because that sounds awesome. Now we've had some butter wash bourbon before that we thought was really
Hmm.
more of a mouthfeel, was more of a texture thing rather than like a taste, a buttery taste. But brown butter, I think we'd have more of a hit to the flavor profile part of it as well as the texture
Mm-hmm.
because of the kind of the brown caramelization piece that gives you that more nutty kind of sticky flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was really good. So definitely excited to recreate that. And the other place I wanted to talk about here, we went to a place that was called the Bathtub Gin and Co. It was like a speakeasy. It was down in this old boiler room of this hotel. It was super cool. They had like 200 gins, which is great. Gin is our jam. Gin is not your husband's jam. So we ordered our drinks. I ordered a gin drink. He ordered a bourbon drink, but whoopsie daisy, they got mixed up. So we ended up drinking or my gin drink. And maybe the reason why is because it tasted exactly like a bourbon drink would have tasted. So listen to this, Michaela. So this was called the Blowing Bubbles, and it was gin, black tea, Chinar, which we've talked about before, the artichoke
Mm.
liqueur,
Mm-hmm.
Sailors, which is a French aperitif, and then root beer bitters, which is just a little like a little pop of sassafras. It's not like root beery, in a sense. You just a little bit of that bittering sassafras bit to it. It came out. It looked exactly like a Manhattan or something in the coupe glass. It was beautiful. Your husband drank it unknowingly that it was gin in there. 10 for 10, loved it. I had a taste of it, loved it as well. What do you think about that? What do you think about these concoctions here?
I think that we need to stop saying collectively that we don't drink a certain liquor if we, in fact, do drink it.
Hmm.
For example, I used to say that I don't like bourbon and I don't drink bourbon or whiskey. And now I do. Do I drink it every day? Do I drink it all the time? No. But just as that is true, it is also true that now my dear husband, Anthony Wood, drinks gin. It has to be a good gin. It has to not taste like gin, I
And
guess, or like
sometimes
a Christmas tree. But
and you just have to don't know. You just don't know that there's gin in it. Maybe that's the real
it's
trick.
the
That's the
true
real trick.
idea that what you don't know won't hurt you,
Yeah, that's
right?
true. And the lesson behind all of this, we took away a lot of lessons this week. So Seattle was a really great place, really fun, really old city. I'm excited about that. But yeah, we were taught lessons, and the lesson is that even if you've had something in the past that maybe you didn't like, give it a try. Be open-minded about trying it again because people's tastes change. The way that these bartenders and cocktail creators play around with these flavors, those things change, right? Cocktails are way different now than they were like when
Yeah.
we were like, in our mid 20s. So try it
Oh,
out.
for
Try
sure.
something, find something you didn't know you liked and give it a try or try it again
That's right.
and let us know what you think. And speaking of things that are coming around, once in a generation, Michaela, this is your year of whiskey. It's also the year of the cicada down here, our way, at
Yeah.
least in North and South Carolina. And you found a cocktail that is equally disturbing and delightful in terms of the whimsicalness to it. So tell me about the cicada cocktail that you brought to the lobby bar today.
Okay. So this cocktail is called the Screaming Cicada, and it is for everyone in the South who is dealing with these cicadas. Now, if you have no idea what we're talking about because you don't live down here, congratulations. But number one. Number two is that every 13 or 17 years, there are a type of cicada that comes out. Now, these are different than the ones that come out every year that make that sound in the middle of the night that you hear when you know you're outside. These are
Hmm.
like special cicadas, and they come out every 13 years to like mate and then die or go back into the ground.
Correct.
I'm not an entomologist. I don't really know, but this year had the 13-year round and the 17-year round. It only happens like once every 137 years or something like that. So this
Yeah.
year in our area of the world, the cicadas are literally screaming to the top of their lungs for like 4.5 weeks straight. And people are going berserk over this. People are calling 911. They don't know what it is. They think like a missile silo is going off. I'm driving my son around trying to get to like camps and baseball. And he's like, what is that sound? And I'm like, those are the cicadas, because they don't sound like the, wah, 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 wah. They don't sound like
Yeah.
that. They sound like something else
It's
entirely. You'd think it
it
was the end of the
sounds
world
it
if you
sounds to
didn't
me
know.
like electrical currents, like running through like a
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
like a
low
high wire
hum.
electrical line. Yeah, it's like a low hum. It's like a low hum. Now
Yeah.
to be fair to the cicada, we're gonna turn this into a insect podcast here for just a second. They made it sound on the news, like they always do on the news, that the cicadas, the 13-year and the 17-year, were coming out. They're just gonna be like falling from the sky like frogs in the movie Magnolia. That's not the case. That's not the case. I feel like it was overblown a little bit, but they do make a very audible hum throughout the
They do.
entire day.
They do. And we've seen some, and hey, they're really cute. Actually. Well, I say that. They're kind of cute. They got these really big, buggy red eyes, and they got these
Mm,
like very black, very tall antennae on top of them.
yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, I don't run outside, but I have a friend who runs, and she's like literally run into like four. But over the course of the last 3 weeks, I don't think that's so bad. I don't know.
That's
But they're
that's not
big.
too
They're
bad.
like a good 2-3 inches long. So they're not scary. They won't hurt you.
They're not big and they're not scary. They're adorable, just like it looks like in your cocktail when you
That's
recreate
right.
the cicada
That's
there.
right. So there is this Pittsburgh cocktails guy named Larry Webster. Larry, if you're listening, I found this on Pittsburgh Eats, which is a social media site. I don't even know what Pittsburgh is. I think it might be Pittsburgh. I don't know, but it's really cool. Go check it out. Larry Webster made this cocktail. It is really cute, and you're in like a little highball glass. Not a highball glass. You're in a rocks glass, right? It's like the short one. Yep, they're
Hmm.
called rocks glasses, Michaela. You'd think I have a podcast about this, but what you're going to do is you're going to fill that with ice. You're going to put 2 ounces of a bourbon of your choice. I think like a low proof, like normal bourbon will be just fine. There's no need to spend a ton of money because you're going to
Hmm.
add
Hmm.
1/2 ounce of grenadine to this. And
Okay.
also, you're going to top it up with cheer wine, because this is the
Oh,
South, and we drink
yes.
cheer wine in the South. If you don't have cheer wine, congratulations, you live somewhere other than us where we live.
Yeah.
But you can use root beer, which also looks like a tasty concoction, or Dr. Pepper. Either one of those will work
Okay.
just fine. So you're just going to top it off with that soda of your choice, and then you're going to take 2 little cherry eyes. You're going to cut slits in them and like pin them on the side like little eyeballs. and you're going to take two of the little black, little teeny tiny cocktail straws, and you're going to make a crisscross with them so they look like antenna. This picture is so cute. It would be so cute if it didn't scare me
It
as
is
well.
pretty cute. It is pretty cute. You sent me this cocktail. I thought you were losing your mind, but yeah, it is pretty cute. I like the little homage there to this particular time of year. Cheerwine and Dr. Pepper in the same cocktail. That's might be the most southern thing of all time, for
Right.
sure.
Sure.
And Cheerwine, if you don't know out there, because you might not be familiar with if you're not from this part of the country, Cheerwine is basically like the sweetest soda in the history of sodas. It's like I
Yeah.
think it's like a cherry soda. It's really good in moderation for sure. And I think we should play around with some Cheerwine sometime. Maybe that's going to be good for a future lobby bar. So make one of those cicada cocktails out there. If you've ever been to Seattle, let me know where you went and what kind of cocktails you got into because it was a really fun time and definitely need to go back and explore a little bit more of the city. So let's talk about movies here for a minute, Michaela. So nothing new in the box office top five. So let's just go straight into what we've got coming out. We've got a couple of things on TV. Wanted to make mention of Godzilla Minus One is out on Netflix,
Woohoo!
which is very exciting to you. You didn't get a chance to see that before the Oscars. And The First Omen hit streaming. It's on Hulu, so any horror fans or Omen fans can check that one out. I haven't watched that myself, but Michaela, have you made your plans to watch Godzilla Minus One yet?
I have. Yes. I am going to be on a plane later this week going to Colorado, and that is what I'm going to do with my time. It is it's on Netflix, so it's automatically downloadable, which is awesome for
Excellent.
Netflix. For those of you that don't know, there's some that don't let you do that. It lets me do that. So I'm going to get it watched by Wednesday, and we could talk about it then.
Oh, great, great. And that'll be a good way to watch it because you'll have to kind of pay attention being on the plane because neither of us are Japanese speakers, so you'll have to be on the subtitles there. So that'll be perfect for that. Perfect for that. So got those coming out. We also have the new Star Wars show, The Acolyte, is coming out tomorrow, I believe, as of this recording. Definitely looking forward to that. It looks amazing. We saw the preview trailer for it at the end of The Phantom Menace. We talked about it a little bit in that episode, and I'll probably be chiming in, maybe doing some fun cocktails for lobby bars and things like that, and on the social media for the Acolyte as that goes. There is a movie coming out this week, Michaela. Give me your thoughts about this one. Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Uh, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, back at it again to, I don't know, solve crimes and do detective bad boy stuff. What do you think about this?
Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna
Mm,
do? What you
very
gonna
nice.
do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. Although now,
Very, very
anytime
nice,
you
very
hear that
nice.
song, you think of the made
Of cops, yeah.
of cops, which is
Mm-hmm.
not the same. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna get to see this in the theater. I liked the first one. I didn't even know
Going to
they
get,
made.
she says, going to
I,
get. Love it.
I'm not gonna get to see this. I don't look. I
I
gotta
also am
give
not
look.
going.
I gotta
Yeah.
give Will Smith another chance, right? We gotta maybe give him another
Mm-hmm.
chance. So
That's
I'm probably
right.
gonna watch it, but I have a feeling that I'm way behind because I don't think I saw the second or the third one, and I
Okay,
think this is
okay.
the fourth one, right?
This is the fourth one, yeah. So we had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original Bad Boys, which came out in 1995, and then the sequel Bad Boys 2 that came out in 2003. So quite the gap there. And then we have the newer ones here, Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is just coming out here this coming week. I'm not interested to see this at all. With that being said, the original Bad Boys is by far my favorite Michael Bay movie, which I know is, saying whatever you think want that to say there. But I like the original Bad Boys. Bad Boys 2 was okay, but never got into Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die. I don't know, probably not my jam. Maybe it's something I'll throw on streaming down the line, right? I'm not going to make a special trip out to see Bad Boys Ride or Die, I don't think, but might throw it on just out of curiosity's sake once it hits somewhere I can run it at home or something like that. So that's what we've got coming out this week. Let us know out there if you are excited to see Bad Boys Ride or Die, or why we need to go see Bad Boys. Bad Boys for Life, I guess that's called. Let us know what you thought about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's what we talked about this past week. This week we're talking about animated classic of classic movies, The Lion King. Very excited about that. We've got our hangouts are up on Patreon. It's patreon.com/drinkthemovies. We've got merchandise at drinkthemovies.square.site, and we have all of our stuff on our social medias at Drink the Movies pretty much everywhere. So, Michaela, we need to get the cicada cocktail mixed up because I think that season is coming to an end. We have to rest up from our trips to Florida and Seattle and then head out to because we're going to see Mad Max Furiosa because we're going to be talking about that in the following week. So let's do that, and we'll talk to everyone next time in the lobby bar.